Now I would like you to please give a warm welcome to our first speaker, the illustrious, the fantastic Alana.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Alana. You came out on a Saturday morning. This is amazing. I see a student of mine. That's so cool. Yay. I have to say, I'm pretty emotional. I'm going to try not to cry because 2004, I showed up to a bar here in Madrid. Lots of bars. There was about 50 angry Democrats, and we were angry. It was 2004. We were angry. We were drinking beers, and we wanted to do something about Bush. Did I say we were drinking beers? We're Democrats. We drink a lot of beer. Right? So we were angry. We wanted to know what we could do about Bush, and it was immediate and it was clear. We could get voters to vote in the 2004 election. Right? So when the time came and they needed someone to lead this group, I nudged a friend and said, hey, go ahead and nominate me. Well, I was the only one who was willing to do it. So I was quickly elected the first founding chair of Democrats Abroad here in Madrid. So it's an emotional day to see this many people when we were just this tiny little group 21 years ago. So thank you for being here. Right? As you know, we lost in 2004, and that was a moment that felt then a little bit like it feels now. But we came roaring back in 2006, and then in 2008, you guys know what happened. We had enormous victories. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Now, I'm not going to give you a laundry list of all that Trump has been up to, right? How he's tearing apart our democracy. We all know how he's destroying the international order. We all know, right? How he's propping up strongmen and dictators. We all know too damn well. But right now as well, the Democratic Party is kind of a leaderless mess. In 2004, we had Howard Dean, and we had Nancy Pelosi. She was with us during that first Trump nightmare. Right? Where is our leadership now? I'm sorry, but Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and Ken Martin are good at the status quo. They're very nice people, but they're not going to lead us out of this mess. And they're certainly not up to dealing with Donald Trump. Who here looks at their phone in the morning and just wants to crawl back into bed? Let's hear it. All of us, right? We're all painfully paying attention to all of this. We know what's going on, but that's not enough. It's not anywhere enough, right? Who worked on the 2008 campaign? Who helped elect Obama? Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Okay, we learned a really important lesson back then. Obama taught us a really important lesson. He taught us something that the party seems to have forgotten. He taught us that hope comes from within. It comes from service. It comes from us. Don't expect someone else to come along and bring you that hope. I'm going to ask you to spend less time doom scrolling on your phones and more time actually doing something that might make a difference. Woo! All right? And I've got something clear and immediate for you. One of the things we can do at Democrats Abroad is register voters. So I want to know who here is part of a club, a group, a company, a school, a church, anywhere that has groups of Americans in it. Who here has that? We all do, right? We all do. Right? So what you can do is you can become a voter registration ambassador to this group. Right? And I'm going to be walking around here afterwards with my phone where you can sign up and tell us which groups you're part of. I know you all have kids in schools, you're going to a church, whatever it is, where you've got other Americans. You can get them registered to vote and make sure that they can tell them that they can vote, right? The number of Americans in Spain has doubled in the last 10 years. It's massive right now. So there's so much work to do, right? Who can I get? Can I get you guys to commit to this? Can I get you guys to commit to reaching out to your friends that you know? You don't have to be partisan about it. You just have to ask them to vote. Who's going to come? I'm going to come and talk to all of you, okay? Who's going to do it? Okay. Well, thank you for being here. And I just want you to remember the hope comes from us. Thank you. All right. Sí se puede. 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 All right.
Thanks a lot.
We're the Blue Wave Jam, and y'all know a song called La Bamba, right? Well, we're not going to sing La Bamba, but we're going to sing to the tune of La Bamba. And some of you have lyric sheets, and for those of you who don't, the words are really simple. Gritamos, no tiranos. Gritamos, no tiranos. No necesitamos a más tiranos. No necesitamos a más tiranos. Libre serás. Libre serás. Libre seré. Libre seré. No tiranos. No tiranos. No tiranos. Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I speak to you today as an American madrileño, as a professor of human rights law, and as someone who thinks Trump is the goddamn worst president in the history of America. As we approach the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Human Rights, of Independence, I can think of no greater irony than the fact that we're here today protesting against tyranny in a country whose founding fathers and the Constitution they wrote feared to their very core the tyranny of government over the people. Yet 250 years later, we're faced with an aspirational and orange tyrant who's backed by a cabinet of white supremacists, conspiracy theorists, rapists, and other lacklusters who carry out Trump's corrupt and hate-filled agenda. However, it should come as no surprise that we're here with someone like Trump in a country where for decades the Republican Party has routinely blocked legislation to address the socioeconomic needs of Americans. Well, it's no wonder they've placed their hopes on a populist con artist who has offered false dreams through scapegoating, hate, and division. As the Trump family rakes in billions of dollars from foreign entities, accepts private planes from the Qatari government, and sits in some tacky gold mansion in Florida, capitalizing off of the misfortunes of the down and out. Millions of Americans of all creeds have no health insurance. Children don't have quality schools to attend. And millions are living in abject poverty. And let's not forget, thanks to Trump and his Republican cronies, millions of women have lost the right to terminate their pregnancies. The LGBT community is under attack. Black people are about to face, in America in which significant portions of the Civil Rights Act are about to be gutted by our Supreme Court. And other basic rights such as freedom of expression, as we know, are increasingly threatened. All this while a stupid president and his party distracts us through absurdities and culture wars. We've become a country in which cruelty is now the defining tenet of American ideology. In America, in which we're told to believe in falsehood, inflict hate upon each other, and chase down our undocumented, hard-working, and loving neighbors with the complicity of American federal agents and military. As those of us living here in Europe well know, disinformation, division, and hate are the historical recipes that have brought the likes of Franco and Hitler to power. As Americans, as Europeans, as Democrats, it's more than important than ever to stand up against Trump and the Republican Party. And by doing so, we not only take back America, but we also fight for the protection of human rights and survival of democracy here in Europe, which are increasingly threatened by the far right. To achieve this, the Democratic Party must offer Americans a promise of real change, a promise that takes money out of politics and prioritizes the health rights of Americans over the health of the healthcare industry. A change that says businesses are not more important than the labor rights of working people. A focus on American investment, infrastructure, schools, and small businesses instead of on laser-focused bombs and the military on the streets of our cities. So what can we do to prevent tyranny and democracy and bring back democracy in America? The first is register to vote. But more than that, we need to protest. Protest and protest. And not only today, but every goddamn day we need to be on the streets. We are now the checks and balances in America's fledgling democracy. From the street corners on Main Streets to the grass in Lafayette Square, Americans need to be speaking out against this orange motherfucker. Fellow Democrats, by offering Americans a renewed vision of what America can be, by working to strengthen the basic socioeconomic rights of everyone in America, the Democrats can take back the House, the Senate, and eventually the presidency. We can chart a path out of this national nightmare and once and for all say adios to Trump. And by doing so, we begin to honor the vision and institutions of democracy on which the United States was founded. Thank you.
I'll be doing this Spanish one. Okay, so what do when we're under attack? We cause good trouble. Repeat after me. We act up. We fight back. We fight tyranny. We act up. Fight back. Fight tyranny. Act up. Fight back. Fight tyranny. Act up. Fight back. Fight tyranny. No tyrants in the United States. No tyrants anywhere. But no tyrants in the United States. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Kip, who's going to speak to you from a young perspective.
Hello, my name is Kip Carter. I'm from the U.S., like many of you, and I'm here to talk about the attacks that we have seen on the LGBTQ plus community. In the United States, we have seen unrelenting attacks. We have seen attacks that have devastated the community. The LGBTQ community has faced relentless attacks from the GOP since the beginning of the Trump Second Amendment. As a gay man, I live every day with the fear my right to love freely could be stripped away, that my existence could once again be deemed illegal. How is that right? Our community has been resilient from the Stonewall riots, a powerful stand against police brutality and discrimination, to countless marches and movements that have followed. We have fought to be seen, to be heard, and to be free. For those who came before us and protested, we shouldn't have to be here speaking about this again. Yet here we are, forced to take up the streets and demand humanity to be recognized. The pain of the struggle is especially heavy on the youth. When LGBTQ youth people were surveyed, 39% have seriously considered suicide. That's an alarming amount of the youth. The youth should not be feeling this way due to the United States government relentless attacks on our rights. 12% of LGBTQ youth have tried to commit suicide since the Trump administration had taken place. How is that allowed? When will there be justice? No young people should feel unloved, unburdened, and hated. We have seen the hate from the GOP. We have seen the slashing of LGBTQ rights. We have seen the abolishment of the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project that has saved countless lives who are feeling hurt, who are feeling betrayed. That should not be allowed. The youth should not be a target for political gain. The LGBTQ community has been here since the beginning, and we are not going anywhere. From the trans rights to the LGBTQ rights, hands off democracy, hands off our rights, hands off all rights, hands off our neighbors, hands off everyone. This is a democracy, not a bureaucracy. Thank you.
Hands off democracy. Hands off our rights. Hands off democracy. Hands off our rights. Hands off democracy. Hands off our rights. Voy a leer un resumen de lo que acaba de decir Kip porque es muy importante, muy importante. Y me imagino que aquí tenemos compañeros españoles que se están uniendo con nosotros porque se dan cuenta de lo importante que es esto, ¿no? Para todo el mundo, no solo para Estados Unidos, sino para todo el mundo, lo que está pasando. Entonces, él dijo, como miembro de la comunidad LGBTQ+, me duele ver cómo seguimos siendo atacados y como muchos, especialmente los jóvenes, viven con miedo y desesperanza. Yo mismo temo perder mis derechos, pero también sé que quedamos que quedarnos callados no es opción. Por eso levanto mi voz y llamo a todos a unirse, a votar, a hablar y a luchar juntos. Solo así podremos defender nuestros derechos, apoyar a quienes amamos y mantener viva la igualdad y la justicia en nuestro país, y yo añadiría en todo el mundo también.
One more chant, another time to let our voices be heard, because the world is watching.
The world is watching.
The world is watching. The world is watching.
The world is watching.
Affordable health care is a right. 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 Don't forget to register to vote and get your neighbors and friends to register along with you at Democrats Abroad or Vote from Abroad.
Register to vote. Register to vote. Register to vote. Register to vote.
Our next speaker, I want you all to listen very carefully. If you can't hear her, please let us know. Her name is Amanda Sloat, and she has very vibrant, important information to share with us all. Amanda?
Hola, Madrid! I would like to be speaking from the youth perspective, but sadly I'm not. But instead I want to speak from the democracy perspective. I lived in Washington for the last 20 years and spent most of my career working in the U.S. government until I moved here this spring to teach the next generation of leaders. Having studied democratic backsliding in other countries, I am particularly troubled by the trends that we are watching in the U.S. They are not new, they are very familiar, and they follow a very well-known playbook. There's so much that's happening that it's easy to lose track. So let me highlight just 4 things. First is elections. The Trump administration knows that they need to win the 2026 midterms to continue promoting and implementing their agenda. If you do nothing else over the next year, support candidates that are running in 2026. Now, I support free and fair elections and a free and fair competition of ideas, but we are also seeing worrying signs from the Trump administration and the Republican-led Congress to ensure that those elections are not free and fair, but are biased in favor of Republican candidates. We are seeing legislation that changes voter registration rules that could strip millions of people off the voter registration. We are seeing gerrymandering of different districts, and we are seeing efforts, which would affect all of us, to end mail-in ballots. We must preserve the integrity of the American electoral process. Second, we are seeing a worrying attack on checks and balances. Our founding fathers drafted a constitution to prevent tyranny, but that piece of paper requires people to preserve the rules. We are seeing a Republican-led Congress that is rubber stamping everything Trump wants done. We are seeing a conservative Supreme Court with 3 justices appointed by Trump that is giving the executive branch unprecedented power, including giving the president absolute immunity from criminal prosecution and enabling immigration agents to conduct indiscriminate raids. Furthermore, and of particular concern to me, we are seeing a nonpartisan civil service that has been disparaged and dismantled. The elimination...
Civil servants, get the job done!
The elimination of expertise leaves us weaker and more vulnerable. Third, we are seeing the silencing of dissent. Fear has created a culture of silence, from our universities to our law firms.
We will not be silent! We will not be silent! We will not be silent!
Just this week, we saw almost the entire press corps walk out of the Pentagon in protest at the restrictive rules that were being put on media freedom. We have seen the administration file lawsuits against the media, and we have seen the administration...
Lock him up! 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 Lock him up!
And we have seen the administration roll back funding already appropriated by Congress to our public broadcasters, including PBS and NPR. We must not be silenced.
We must not be silent! We must not be silent! We must not be silent! We must not be silent!
Finally, on policy, immigration is clearly a top priority of this administration. All of us who are Americans are immigrants ourselves, living in a foreign country, and understand the benefit that people can bring to foreign countries in terms of expertise and cultural exchange. And yet this administration is using illegal and inhumane tactics to address immigration. On American streets, we are seeing people being abducted by masked plainclothes agents. They are being denied due process, and they are being deported to Africa. This is shameful for a country founded and based on immigration.
Shame! 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 Shame!
This administration is also whitewashing U.S. history. They have directed museums, schools, government agencies, and national parks to suppress slavery's legacy and the historic contributions of women and other minorities. Finally, this administration has militarized U.S. streets and politicized the U.S. military. They have deployed armed National Guard under false pretenses and over the objections of state officials. The Trump administration has given ICE a budget larger than the Dutch military's.
Melt ice! Melt ice! Melt ice! Melt ice! Melt ice! Melt ice!
And just earlier this month, Trump told American generals to fight the enemy from within and to use U.S. cities as a training ground. This administration is normalizing the presence of U.S. troops on the streets, and we should all be asking ourselves why. Finally, what can you do to help? The first and most important thing right now is to donate to congressional campaigns. Democrats need to take back the House and the Senate in the 2026 midterms. And given the manipulation that we are seeing of the voting system, we need to win even bigger and even more clearly. Second, work with Democrats abroad. We need to register voters. You can phone bank in elections that are going to be happening in the next couple of weeks in the United States. And it's also important to remember that this year, Democrats have already won 42 out of 43 special elections. Including in districts that Trump won. So there is momentum. Next, donate to support U.S. organizations who are fighting to defend the rights of the most vulnerable within our communities. There are so many things under attack that you can pick your favorite issue. Vote or donate to protect free media. Donate to protect immigration legal defense funds. Donate to protect organizations supporting the LGBT community. Talk to your friends in Europe. Tell them what is happening in the United States. There is so much going on that it is easy for people to lose track. Tell them. Tell people what is happening. Talk to your friends back in the U.S. If they disagree with you, engage with them. If they do agree with you, they need your support. Many of them are living in a climate of fear rather than under the sunshine and the warm terraces that we have here in Madrid. so you can be a source of emotional support for those on the front lines fighting to protect people's rights. And finally, there is a growing body of academic literature that has studied resistance movements. They have found that you only need 3.5% of a society to be mobilized to affect change. That's why protests like these and the ones that we're going to be seeing later today across the United States are so important. So keep showing up, keep recruiting others, keep speaking out. And remember that the United States is a constitutional democracy whose opening words are "We the people."
We the people! We the people! We the people! We the people! We the people!
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. My name's Bill. I've been asked to lead you in a little sing-along. There are song sheets out there. If you don't have one, it's a great time to introduce yourself to someone who does. This is to the tune of the theme song from The Addams Family. Has anybody ever seen the TV show or the movie The Addams Family? Let me see a show of hands. Okay, that's really scary for me for a sing-along.
And how many people can snap?
All right, so...
Da-da-da-da.
Thank you. So that if you don't have the words or you don't want to sing along to all the words, the most important part is the chorus. The chorus goes da-da-da-dum.
Dump Trump!
Da-da-da-dum.
Dump Trump!
So instead of doing this, and thank you, I've got this. instead of snapping your fingers or clapping your hands, the most important thing you can do is, as we've heard, is da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. 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 Dump Trump! All right, let's give this a try. Please feel free to sing along if you have the song lyrics. Let's start off with a couple rounds of the chorus. Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. 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 Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. 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 Dump Trump! The Trump administration just might destroy the nation. They prize the corporation, despise the common man. The trouble is they're traitors and billionaire dictators. They huddle up with haters and cuddle with the Klan. Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. 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 Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum. 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 Verse 2. Below the Mason-Dixon, they love their naughty Nixon. They find the fool transfixin', they swallow every lie. The coal they're keen on mining, the kids they are confining. The wages keep declining, go blame that MAGA guy. Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, 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 dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, 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 dump Trump! You know we better wake up, ensure there is a shake-up. The time is short to make up, we have to stop them now. Dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Last time! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, dump Trump! Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Dump Trump! Thank you very much. Register to vote. Vote.
Vote, 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 vote. Okay, now I'd like to introduce our next speaker. It's Kristen. Kristen is one of the organizers of this event today, and she's going to speak with you for very important things that everybody might know about. So it's a reminder, and those of you who don't know, you will learn this in a moment. I want to remind you to register to vote. make sure you tell everybody to register to vote, because voting is our power. You don't even have to get dressed. You can do it from here over the computer. You can mail in your ballots, but you have to get your ballot to mail it in. So you must register to vote.
Voting is our power.
Voting is our power.
So,
Voting is our power.
woo! Thank you, everybody. My name is Kirsten, and I am very pleased to be here today with the Portland Frog. And if you don't know who the Portland Frog is, I'm going to tell you. I know something about Portland because I grew up there. I go there every year. I've been living in Spain for 11 years with my family, but I go back every year to see my friends and family and see all the beautiful things that there are about my state. Like everybody from every state in America, they have beautiful things that they cherish and that make them feel like they belong, no matter how long they've been out of the country. And so, for me, it was a gut punch to see my city in the news. Yeah, when they started to say they were going to be sending troops. Yeah? Although I have to say I wasn't surprised, because after the George Floyd riots, there were huge protests in Portland. They were largely peaceful until the Trump administration came in with unmarked people with unmarked vans and started dragging people out of protests. Things got out of hand, and it got pretty bad in Portland. And there were long-lasting effects after that. The city has had a lot of problems, but it has been fighting itself within its own communities to get itself back up on its own feet. Yeah? They learned a lot from the 2020 protests. And one of the things that they learned also was easy to learn for Portland, because Portland cherishes weirdness. Yeah? Eclecticism, creativity, and all sorts of things, which also happen to be really good tools for dealing with thugs and tyrants. Yeah? So, what Portland did when everybody came back, the government, the governor and the mayor and all that, the police department, they all came in and said, hey, thanks for the offer. We don't need your help. Everything's fine. We're not on fire. The city's not war-torn. None of this crap that so many people who are in their information bubbles seem to believe for some reason. Yeah? It's not true. So what Portland does is, instead of using some of the things that they did before, the anger that they rightly deserve to show, that other people in other cities are showing, like Chicago and Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., even if it means throwing a sandwich at somebody. A sandwich from Subway can get you arrested. Not only food poisoning, but you can get arrested by having a Subway sandwich. But what Portland did, which I think is great, is they decided to do something absurd to meet the absurd situation. So they had people go out and organically buy funny costumes. Unicorns, chickens, T-Rexes, frog costumes, and they went out and they just started mocking the hell out of the people at ICE. Yeah? This is one of the many tools that we can use, is to make fun of it because it's ridiculous.
Mock
Yeah?
ICE! Mock ICE!
Yeah, so it seems to be working, although they've shot pepper balls at the air intakes at people who are wearing these costumes. And you know what the guy said? Many of you may have heard this on the news, but it's hilarious. He said, I've had spicier tamales. Yeah? Okay. So this is something, these are lessons we can learn from each other that we should disseminate. You don't have to meet things in the way that they want us to. We can be nonviolent. We should aim to be nonviolent, and we should aim to meet things with absurdity. We should have naked bike rides. That's another weird thing that Portland does, right? Boy, did that make Mike Johnson upset. Shudder the thought. People not wearing clothes, riding bicycles, So, I think the message is that we have to be creative. We have to do things. We have to find sources of creativity in ourselves and resilience in ourselves to to fight back to this, because it's a menace. You know, it's a menace. It's so upsetting for so many reasons, to so many people, but we have to do something. And so, like all the other speakers who've been here today, I think it's important, like, set an intention for yourself. Do something after this protest. If you need to vote for some special election, California is having the Prop 50 that's coming up. Yeah, make sure you vote for that if you're from California. If you have friends from California, we all have friends from California, don't we? Tell them to vote. It's important. Find organizations that float your boat. Join them. Yeah? If not, I mean, in the least, it'll make you feel better to deal with other people who share your interests and share your concerns about what's happening in our country. So, vote from abroad. Join Democrats Abroad if you're interested. Find something that has meaning for you and go out and do it. It matters, and we're stronger together. Thanks.
All the way from Portland. Ladies and gentlemen and everyone else, please join me in saying, keep our streets free. Keep our streets free. Keep our streets free. Keep our streets free. Remember to make good trouble. Register to vote and non-violent actions. Register to vote and non-violent actions. Let's give the Portland Frog a round of applause. We love you, Portland Frog.
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 Okay, now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, who is a former president of DA Madrid, Ryan Turner. Give him a warm welcome. No to tyranny. No to tyranny. No to tyranny. No to tyranny.
No to tyranny.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for making this a part of your morning and part of your intention of the day. I think there's a word that everyone can resonate with and that everyone can... Is there... Should I... Lower. Like this. I'm trying to avoid the... Okay, I'm trying to avoid the feedback. There's a word that everyone here, I hope, resonates with, or I feel resonates with. And that word in these times might be uncertainty. Right? The world feels like it's not the way it was, and you can't even fathom what tomorrow is going to bring. Everything is in an upwhirl. Control has been lost. Norms have been eroded. And despite the uncertainty of our everyday lives that's normal, like, what the hell am I going to eat tonight? Or what time do I have to go get the kids from basketball practice? Or whatever the thing is that's uncertain, we always felt like we could depend on our institutions, that we could depend on the government, that we could depend on certain things to function despite the normal uncertainty in our life. But what I want to emphasize today is that despite the uncertain conditions of the world, despite the tyranny that is happening in the White House right now with Donald Trump, despite all of that, you can make certain some things in your life. You've decided to make certain that you're going to be here today. Give yourselves a round of applause. You've decided to be certain about taking action. You've decided to be certain about not taking it from the man. You've decided to be certain that you won't stand for certain horrible actions from people like Donald Trump, right?
Right.
So I urge everyone here to do one thing and keep one thing in mind. Despite the uncertainty, despite the horror, despite the tyranny, despite all of the things that we cannot predict and that we will not predict that will happen tomorrow, in the coming weeks, in the coming months, make sure that the thing that you control and that you can make certain is something that you act on. And that is your power to vote, your power to make your voice heard. You can't control Donald Trump. You can control what you do. You can control what you'll stand for. You can control what you'll tolerate. And if you don't tolerate it, take action and make certain that you will express that discontent at the ballot box. And you can do that from here in Spain. How many people here are Americans living abroad? Raise your hand. Clap. 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 If you are an American and you live abroad, I probably don't have to say this. How can you vote? Vote from abroad. Say it again. How can you vote?
Vote from abroad.
How can you vote?
Vote from abroad.
How can you vote?
Vote from abroad.
There's no excuse that anyone here that's an American that lives abroad doesn't know now that you can't go to votefromabroad.org to vote. That is the one minimal action that you can take and decide to make certain today. There is a saying, and you might have heard this before, and it comes a lot in many motivational speeches. We stand on the shoulders of who?
Giants.
Do you think that the giants, when they got to the fence, were giants? They were not. Those giants stood on the small actions of those that came before them. It is small actions that are decisive and intentional that make change. I was uncertain if I was even going to make it today, here to this thing, because of stuff that was happening in my house. But despite that fact, I decided intentionally to be certain that I'll be here. So don't ever feel that the uncertainty is overwhelming when you can take a certain action in your mind. Make certain that despite the action and how insignificant to your mind that it might even seem like how insignificant does it seem for me to log on tomorrow at votefromabroad.org and register? It seems insignificant given the current state of the world. I know that. It seems insignificant. But the culmination of all of our small, quote-unquote, insignificant things, that makes the giant. That is what people will stand on in the future. And it's those small actions that you need to decide to definitively take that are going to move us forward and are going to actually help us overthrow tyranny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, now I would like to introduce our next person. Her name is Dolores, but we're all friends here, so you can call her Dee Dee. She is part of the Blue Wave Jam, and it is our next sing-along. Those of you that have the words from the Addams Family, it's on the other side of that, and she's going to lead you in a sing-along. Please welcome Dee Dee.
Oh, no.
It's higher than it looks. Okay. This song is called All You MAGAs Bound to Lose. It's sung to the tune of a song by Woody Guthrie called All You Fascists Bound to Lose. You probably know that one. This one's All You MAGAs Bound to Lose. So here we go. I'm telling all of you MAGAs, you better realize people all around the world are opening up their eyes. You're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Everybody sing, oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, yeah, you're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Your hatred cannot stop us. That's one thing we know. And all of your impunity and violence got to go. You're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Sing it with me now. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, yeah, you're bound to lose. Your MAGAs bound to lose. Look at everybody here. How can they not lose? We're gonna keep autocracy out of your bloody hands. We're gonna spread democracy all across the land. You're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Everybody sing, oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, yeah, you're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Now, I think everybody knows the song by now. Let's all sing it together. Ready? Here we go. Yeah. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, clap. Go ahead. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, yeah, you're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Sing it with me now. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, yeah, you're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Wanna do it one more time? Here we go. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Oh, you MAGAs bound to lose. Yeah, yeah, you're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You MAGAs bound to lose. Thank you.
And they will lose. Why? Because we are fighting back. And what do we do when we're under attack? We act up, fight back, fight tyranny. Act up, fight back, fight tyranny. Act up, fight back, fight tyranny. The world is watching, you orange piece of shit. The world is watching. The world is watching. The world is watching. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, I would like to introduce our final speaker, Lauren Tucker. She is the co-founder of Indivisible Chicago. Please welcome Lauren Tucker.
Sweet home, Chicago! Hello, everyone. Thank you for showing up. Yo soy una sevillana. Yo soy una Chicagoan. The two things those cities have in common is they don't fear ice. They have no fear. We don't fear no stinking ice.
in Chicago, we have what is called the Chicago icebreaker. It's called a snowplow. And it's the same for Detroit. It's the same for Minneapolis. We don't fear no stinking ice. Now bear with me because I'm one of the fools who decided I would do my speech both in English and Spanish. If my Spanish teacher is out there anywhere, she's from Madrid, you did a good job despite everything. But first I'll start in English. Because Donald Trump is a grifter. Yeah. All right? We know what he's done, but I'm going to talk a little bit about why he's done it, because he's a grifter. He's only got really two dirty tricks. One is to try to convince us that the old days were the good old days. But they weren't the good old days. It's a trick used by con artists that use car lots, right? He sells you nostalgia for a past that's never existed. Right. You know, again, the good old days when the right people were in charge and everybody else is supposed to shut up. The newsflash, that America never existed outside of TV reruns and his spray tan daydreams. Dirty trick number 2, when nostalgia doesn't work, he invents a crisis. Immigrants, vaccines, gas stoves, Bad Bunny. If it's not on fire, he will strike the match, and then he pretends he's the firefighter, but he's the arsonist. That's the whole playbook. He makes you homesick for a house that never existed, and then he burns it down and says he's going to save everybody, but he doesn't save anybody. It's a grift. It's a con. So, what do we do? What do we do about this? And that's the goal of today, is to help you all know what to do. Join, act, resist, vote. Join, act, resist, vote. Join, act, resist, vote. Join, act, resist, vote. Freedom isn't solo, right? Join. Freedom isn't solo. Join a union, a civic group, a pro-democracy crew, right? The antidote to fake nostalgia is real community. Act. You need to show up, knock doors, register voters, do phone banking. Nothing makes a fake crisis look sillier than neighbors working side by side. Resist. Call out the lies. At dinner, in group chats, on Facebook, kill the panic with facts. I'm a data scientist. I believe in facts. Go science! And do it with a little humor, because there's nothing those people hate more than humor. Vote. Not just with your ballot. There are billionaires behind this. So vote with your wallet. Stop funding companies bankrolling wannabe tyrants. Start supporting the future we actually want to live in. Trump wants us small, scared, and stuck in reruns. But we are bigger, braver, and funnier than his dirty tricks. So let's practice freedom the way it was meant to be lived. Join, act, resist, vote. Ahora en español. Forgive me. I'm going to do it. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Mis amigos, vamos a cortar el ruido. Donald Trump solo tiene 2 trucos. Y sinceramente son los mismos trucos que usa cualquier trilero de la política en la Puerta del Sol. Truco sucio número 1. Vende nostalgia por un pasado que nunca existió. Ya sabéis, los buenos viejos tiempos, cuando la gente correcta mandaba y los demás se callaban. Pero ojo, esa América nunca existió fuera de la televisión y sus sueños naranjas de autobranceado. Truco sucio número 2. Cuando la nostalgia se le agota, se inventa una crisis. Inmigrantes, vacunas, estafas de gas, Bad Bunny. Si no hay fuego, él enciende una cerilla. Se hace pasar por bombero, pero en realidad es el pirómano. Ese es todo su manual. Te hace añorar una casa que nunca existió y luego grita que está quemando. Eso no es patriotismo, es una estafa. ¿Y qué hacemos nosotros? 4 palabras. Únete, actúa, resiste, vota. Únete, actúa, resiste, vota. Únete, actúa, resiste, vota. Únete, la libertad no se vive en solitario. Únete a un sindicato, a una asociación cívica, a un grupo pro democracia. El antídoto contra la nostalgia falsa es una comunidad real. Actúa, preséntate, toca puertas, inscribe votantes. Nada de jamás. En ridículo, una crisis inventada que los vecinos trabajando codo con codo. Resiste. Denuncia las mentiras en la escena, en el chat de grupo, en Facebook. Mata el pánico con hechos y con un poco de humor. Vota con tu papeleta y con tu cartera. Deja de pagar a empresas que respaldan a los aspirantes a tiranos. Apoya el futuro en el que realmente queremos vivir. Trump nos quiere pequeños, asustados y atrapados en las repeticiones de pasado. Pero somos más grandes, valientes y más divertidos de sus sucios truncos. Así que practiquemos la libertad como debe vivirse. Únete, actúa, resiste, vota, únete, actúa, resiste, vota, join, act, resist, vote. Muchísimas gracias. Madrid, muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much.
Okay, si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede. Si se puede. I want to thank you all, one and all, for coming to this event. Let's hope that we don't have to have another one, but when and if we do, I hope you come again and bring your friends, bring your supporters. We will try to make the message as loud and as clear as possible that the world is watching. The world is watching. The world is watching. Thank you. For our final, I'd like to reintroduce Dee Dee and the Blue Wave Jam to end with a song. Thank you again for coming. We love you. We support you. We are together. Make good trouble, nonviolent, and register to vote. Votefromabroad.org. Votefromabroad.org. Thank you.
So we just had an inspirational speaker from Chicago. I know there's more people from Chicago here. But today, everybody here, we are all Chicago. We are all Portland. We are all Washington, D.C. We are all the cities that, Puerto Rico, we are all the cities that the Trump administration is trying to militarize, that's trying to provoke violence. But we will not respond with violence. We will respond with humor, with mockery, with truth, and with song. And this is called Sweet Home Chicago, but it goes out for all the cities. Come on, baby, don't you want to go back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago? Well, come on, clap it. Baby, don't you want to go? Well, come on. Baby, don't you want to go? Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Well, come on. Baby, don't you want to go? Come on. Baby, don't you want to go? Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Listen up. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Democracy's what makes America great. Come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 6 is 10. I'm here to tell you, yes, we can. Come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Come on, one more time, everybody. Come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? Well, come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place. Get up here. Sweet Home Chicago. Get up here. Well, come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? Well, come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Portland. Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you again, everybody, for coming. There are people with orange armbands walking around to collect the signs. If you want to keep your sign, you are more than welcome to keep it. So thank you again, everybody, for coming. Don't forget to act up, fight back, fight tyranny. Act up, fight back, fight tyranny. Act up, fight back, fight tyranny. Save our democracy. Thank you.
Democracy.
Save our democracy. Save our democracy. Thank you.